Hi, so I'm just making this video, not editing it or doing anything. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week, and I have to blow 10 kisses to Guy's mum. I think that's more than 10. I can't count that fast and do that at the same time. I just can't. I'm trying to remember all the questions that were asked. What is my favourite season? I like the winter. I like it because on the clear days the skies are really crisp and they take on this really sort of beautiful watercolour, tone. It's there's pinks, oranges, sometimes like a hint of green almost. Well, it looks like green. It's really beautiful, and I love having that. And then you have like these sort of bare trees. It's kind of beautiful but austere at the same time. And I like the rain as well when it's not windy. When I was younger, what I used to do was I would deliberately walk home slowly in the rain, so I was soaked like from head to toe. And what I'd do is I would get out of my wet clothes, dry off, and then lay on this rug in front of the gas fire, and I would just get all toasty and warm, and it was nice. Peter brought up a really important thing, that we're meant to be here for the gay community, and I think we should be more accessible and talking about issues that are important to people. And I think if anyone has any questions, any of our viewers, if you have anything that you need to discuss with us or ask us, feel free to send us an email, or if you want us to make a video like discussing about it in detail, all of us, just ask. And I think, speaking on behalf of everyone on the channel, we'd be more than happy to do that. One thing that I think is part of the remit of our channel is to be activists in a way, because we need to bring up important issues for the gay community. And one of our viewers made a comment in the channel box about a gay teenager who was murdered in Puerto Rico. His name is Jorge Steven Mercado Lopez. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly because I don't really speak Spanish, but I think it's Jorge. Anyway, he was very well known in the sort of gay scene, well loved, everybody liked him, and I think he picked up a guy in the sort of red light district, and the guy murdered him. But not only did he murder him, he dismembered him, he decapitated him, set fire to his body, and left him lying at the side of a road. Now, the authorities in Puerto Rico are not treating it as a hate crime. The police officer in charge of the investigation says that people who live the sort of gay lifestyle are putting themselves at risk, at basically putting the blame on the kid that was murdered. What do you say to that? Also, there was no media coverage of it, like it was nothing. The only sort of media coverage that it actually got was when a member of public from Puerto Rico sent an email or a letter to CNN, and they raised awareness of it, and then it sparked outrage in several sort of American cities. So they caught the guy that did it, but they may not prosecute it as a hate crime, because although sort of Obama signed in these anti-hate crime laws, they rarely sort of implement these things in Puerto Rico. And also I read that they may use the gay panic defence, as if the kid I think was supposedly dressed up like a woman. Now I don't think anyone is stupid enough to not know when a guy's a guy, even if they are like quite feminine. Hello Adam's apple. You always know. And this freak has basically picked up this kid, fucked him, got his rocks off, and then had not gay panic but gay guilt, and then he's taken it out on this kid by brutally murdering him. I hate this sort of get out of jail free card, basically homophobia light. Oh, it was gay panic. If it was gay panic, you might have punched the guy and legged it and had some issues later on. Gay panic is not chopping off someone's head, cutting their arms, legs off, setting fire to them. It wasn't enough that you killed them, you had to cut off these arms and legs. Can you imagine the pain that that person must have gone through? And imagine, it's not just taking a life, imagine how that affects all the people close to this person, all his friends, his parents, all these extended sort of family, all the people that were close to him. It's sickening, especially the authorities' stance on it. Even if the authorities there don't sort of go with the whole hate crime thing, they can still look at it and think, fucking hell, the guy needs to be put away. They can't use the gay panic thing. Oh, it's a moment of insanity. Oh, I'm just going to cut somebody's head off. Sorry, life. Life in prison. There's no rehabilitation for that. Fuck it, just put a bullet in his head. Sometimes like when I hear things like this, I feel like I'm too wishy-washy liberal. And it's like, oh, rehabilitation, you know, no, fucking boom. It makes me sick. So, if you want to have some influence on the Puerto Rican government, I don't know like how Puerto Rico works in relation to America. I know it's part of America, but if you want to have any sort of influence on the proceedings, write some letters. I'm asking every member of the American gay community, when you hear things like this, you have to realise that you're a minority, you're part of a community, and you have to stand up for your rights. So please, please, please start writing letters. Don't allow events like this to keep on happening, because being a minority, you have to remember you have to keep fighting for your rights and try and battle apathy. I know it's a bit of a heavy topic, but I really needed to say that because I find it like really upsetting, because hate crime is on the rise, not just in America but in the UK as well, especially like in places like Liverpool. There was a gay kid beaten to death with a hardback book. In London, two women and a guy beat the shit out of this old man, kicked him to death. Well, he wasn't old, older, he was like 60, so we need to combat this. It's an important issue. If you don't say anything, you won't get anything. If you want your rights, you have to speak up.